Hello guys and welcome back. I apologize if my voice sounds a bit different than usually. Well, I accidentally stepped into an all-you-can-eat buffet. I know, it can happen to even the best of us, but I took home some kind of flu and I've been in bed for the past few days. But South Park called, so of course the sketchy side had to respond because I just finished watching the new South Park episode 6. And I think I might need an actual exorcism after this one because, wow, they had another 3 weeks to produce this one. And just like the last episode, well, it always shows that with more time, they definitely do up the quality of the comedic value as well. After my last deep dive on the evolution of the deeper plot of this season, they went exactly where I hoped that they would. Peter Thiel, the founder of Palantir, shows up at the school to lecture the kids about
I'm Peter Thiel and I know about the Antichrist.
Yeah, the Antichrist. Like he's auditioning for a Broadway musical written by Elon Musk. But while he's there, he uncovers something way more dangerous for our future.
Hey, look, this is very important.
Yes, that is a tech billionaire measuring Trump's. Yeah, you know. But not only is he exposing Trump, he's also exposing the stupidity of TikTok trends and what the kids would call brain rot. Yeah. The episode really goes at every angle in our current culture. The uprising of fake Christianity and how Trump actually got Satan pregnant. Trump in general, he just took another massive slap right in the face in this episode, and he's still trying to abort Satan's baby while Vance is lurking around the White House like this tech mafia insider with a world domination plan. But here's the thing. As ridiculous as all this sounds, well, every single part of it is based on current real-life events. The Antichrist lectures and conspiracy to take over the world, well, they are real. Trump in desperate need of validation, well, this one is definitely real. I think we can all agree on that. And the worst of sinners turning to Christ to avoid societal shame, well, it is all too real, and I'm here today to expose it all. So let's get into the breakdown and let's rewind. The episode opens up in school, where the kids are doing what Gen Alpha does best, turning a nothing into a movement.
6-7!
They're changing 6-7 at every possible moment. And this 6-7 thing, it really made me feel old. I hope I'm not the only one. Let me know in the comments down below. Because usually I kind of get where certain trends and joke comes from and why they could be deemed as funny to kids. But this one is just the old 69 joke without, the childish, naughty nature of it. It originates from this rap song, and overnight it just consumed the youth on TikTok like a demonic possession. It has no meaning, no real reason, but whenever possible, you just answer with about 6-7.
6-7!
That's just TikTok for you guys. Oh, we are so doomed. And of course, because no adult can make any sense of it, they believe it to be some work of evil Masonic numerology, and they need help. So PC Principal, who is now a frat bro turned into a power Christian, calls on the big guns. Peter Thiel, yes. Peter Thiel, who I warned you about in my last episode breakdown. These jokes just write themselves. And he slides into school like a venture capitalist Dracula and launches into a full musical lecture about the Antichrist.
Peter Thiel knows about the Antichrist.
I'm Peter Thiel and I know about the Antichrist.
And in case you didn't watch my last deep dive on Peter Thiel, here's a quick summary, because it's really important that you understand who he is, because the season and probably our world as well will revolve around him in the near future. Because Peter Thiel, he is the founder of the AI spy technology software in Palantir. It uses all of our data to identify possible targets of interest. Yes, a dictator's wet dream, a tool to detect pre-crime and punish people for their thoughts before they can even commit any crime. Because guys, it's 2025. Why are you still having original thoughts? Like the news told you exactly what to think. And Thiel has shown interest in young people's blood as a way to live forever, and when asked about the future of our species, well, he left this silence, which is just way worse than any possible response.
I think you would prefer the human race to endure, right? You're hesitating.
Yeah, well,
yes?
I don't know. I would.
This is a long hesitation. This is a long hesitation.
There's so many questions.
And most importantly, the reason why he is so relevant right now is he is the creator and puppet master of J.D. Vance. He literally paid for his entire career since he got out of law school and moved mountains to get him into office. In the episode, as Thiel identifies the threat of the kids, he's of course sees no other choice as any other rational adult would than to spy on the entire city with cameras and steal all of their data into his database. Medical reports, text messages, and even their daily movements just to find the source of this evil. He identified Cartman as the source of the evil spirit and seems extra consumed by whatever is possessing him. He's seen possessed to the point where he projectively rejects everything inside of him, like his soul is lactose intolerant or something. Peter Thiel then performed this content exorcism on him, trying to save him, but he is beyond saving. It's this ridiculous reference to kids these days. They aren't possessed by demons, but by trends. Even when these social media trends and influence is hurting them deeply with body dysmorphia and anxiety, well, they just can't get enough of it. They need to consume more. It's exposed in this powerful way it fully consumes them like mind control. Whatever is popular on TikTok, well, the youth will absorb that idea without question, even when their mental and physical health is suffering because of it. And of course, when adults don't understand what the youth are doing and fail to change it, well, they just feralize it. So naturally, Thiel decides to bring Cartman back to Washington to try and save the country. Speaking of Washington, well, Trump gets no free passes this season. It's one of these jokes that start off funny and then kinda loses a bit of weight, but as it keeps going, it actually gets funny again, just because of how far they take it, and honestly, I'm here for it. As Peter Thiel lectures the kid about the Antichrist, he describes how the Lord shrunk his birth hole so he could never have offspring, but thanks to the size of the president's manhood, well, he somehow managed to get inside.
You see, Satan was a fallen angel, and God punished him. And to make sure Satan could never have offspring, the Lord God did shrink Satan's asshole to the size of a tiny little pinhole, so nothing could ever penetrate and ejaculate inside of it. So Satan could never have a butt baby until along came Mr. Donald Trump, whose penis is so teeny tiny it could actually fit in Satan's asshole.
And then Trump is continuously shown as this insecure boyfriend who needs constant physical gratification just to feel satisfied about himself. And just like any old marriages that kind of lost the spark, well, he is consistently rejected, feeling forced to achieve his desires alone, using these tiny tools to get a solid grip. Meanwhile, the J.D. Vance plot is still thickening. He is still scheming in the corners, trying to bury the secrets that just won't stay buried. The scandals, the files, the deals, and the donors. All of it growing inside of the beast he helped create. Because once the secret gets out, well, every tech donor and political puppet master he answers to is toast. And if you want to dig deeper into this topic, I explained everything in my video called South Park Exposed Everything, and I'll link it in the description down below and on screen here. And here's what I love about this season and why I hoped/predicted South Park made this switch, is that they finally stopped roasting just the puppets. They went straight for the puppet masters. For years, the show have just made fun of the easy targets, the politicians, the celebrities, and the influencers. Basically, the clowns dancing in front of the camera while the real power hides in the shadow. But in this season, well, they kicked the doors wide open to the ballroom. Instead of locker room jokes about who's sleeping with who, we are actually seeing South Park go after the people who build the stage. The billionaires, the donors, the technocrats, and the foreign lobbies. First, Sheila kicked in the doors of Netanyahu, and now Peter Thiel consumed by the Antichrist and stealing all of our information out in public and being weirdly proud about it.
Yes, and your computer has all the personal data of the students here. It's okay, Jesus. Peter Thiel knows what he's doing.
Foreign leaders have controlled politics with blackmail and propaganda, and technocrats have changed society by backing political candidates that return the favors by allowing their software to control the population. Because let's be honest, politicians, they come and go, celebrities, they come and go, but these guys, they never leave office. They just switch sides and keep pulling the strings from another direction. And South Park, well, they finally called them out. The people we actually need to hold accountable. And there's still way more ground to dig, but props to Matt and Trey for finally start digging, allowing a much wider audience to understand what's actually going on. Something I'm truly passionate about myself, and maybe I should help them expose some more. Since my prediction of the plot with JD Vance to get rid of the Satan baby would eventually link to Peter Thiel, and perhaps certainly eventually leading to some unreleased files, it seems to be right on track, so I'm considering making an updated version where I just go, even further, because this storyline is perhaps the most important one in the history of South Park, and I'm excited to see what they do with it. This leads us to the battle of good versus evil, and it's not what you think. Lately, there's been this massive growth in Christianity, just without the Christ part. In South Park, we see PC Principal, who went from a political correct character to a power Christian, and literally schooling Jesus Christ on Christianity. He introduces us to, yet again, Power Woman, who has adopted all the physical feature of the modern age Christian woman. Fake lips, fake tits, and a massive cross in between them.
So I just started reading the Bible, I mean, I didn't actually read the Bible, but I listened to a lot of podcasts. And once I went through my transition, I was like, this is great. Only now guys are always checking out my Christianity.
Is a massive jab at the cultural phenomenon where adult entertainers who made bank being sexual online, ridiculing themselves, finally found God overnight and magically turning into a devout Christian looking for a God-fearing husband. It's definitely not a strategy to cleanse their name after realizing that most men don't consider their happy little accident ideal for marriage.
We don't make mistakes. We have happy accidents.
Now that they have made their money and got their attention, well, they want the loyal, traditional virgin husband. Meanwhile, PC Principal is exposing this new rise of young men being religious and is getting quite popular despite not living by the classical Christian values.
I'm not gonna fight you! Damn right you won't, because you're a good little pussy!
He's back to his aggressive self, looking for any excuse to beat up people with his Christianity, because turning the other cheek and living by the classic Christian values, well, aren't exactly trending content on social media anymore. It's now a weapon to attack the world with. And by the end, we even see Jesus Christ himself starting to lose his own character, slowly accepting this new form of Holy Spirit that we see evolving in society today. And I'm really excited to see where they will take this plot, because I think it's a very good illustration of what is happening in the real world. It is this battle between good and evil. It's not about the right and the left. It's not about race, ethnicity, the color of your skin, or anything like that. Right now, we are seeing a battle between the liars and people who just want the truth to come out. A rise of honest and religious people, but also a lot of objectively evil acts are being committed every single day on this globe. And South Park just once again found a way to just put everything into comedy. So guys, thank you so much for watching. It was a fantastic episode and I cannot wait for the next one. Hopefully it's gonna come way faster. I can't do these 3 weeks anymore, so hopefully it's a 2-week next time. So thank you so much for watching. Subscribe, comment down below what you thought of the episode, what you thought of everything that I covered in this video. Am I just completely wrong, or did I miss something? Let me know. Otherwise, until next time, see you, and of course you can have a kiss.